First to Myanmar, where anti-coup protesters returned to the streets in force in Yangon's biggest demonstrations since troops fanned out around the country to quell opposition to the new military junta. Earlier, the U.S. condemned a new charge slapped on Myanmar's deposed civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi and renews demands for her release. Take a look.
You mentioned the additional charges against Aung San Suu Kyi. I think it's fair to say that we are disturbed by reports that the military has charged State Counsel Aung San Suu Kyi with additional criminal acts. As we have before, we call on the Burmese military to immediately release all unjustly detained civilian and political leaders.
Are you defending the indefensible?
Suu Kyi's lawyer said Myanmar's military regime has hit deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi with a second charge, this time under the country's natural disaster management law. Since she was ousted from power, she has already been charged under the country's import and export law for having walkie-talkies in her home. Thousands of people rallied in Yangon, the nation's biggest city, with protesters blockading roads with vehicles to stop security forces from moving around the commercial capital. Now, much of the country has been in open revolt since troops deposed Aung San Suu Kyi's government at the start of the month and charged her under an obscure import law. Wednesday's crowds came in defiance of more violent efforts by the regime to bring resistance to heel following nationwide street protests and a disobedience campaign encouraging civil servants to strike. Tom Andrews, the UN Special Rapporteur for Myanmar, said he was worried the situation was spiraling out of control. He also warned that troops at all levels of the military chain of command will be held accountable for the coup and repression of protests. Take a look.
Know this, even if you are down the chain of command, a soldier perhaps, someone on the streets, to simply say that I was following orders is not an excuse. It is not a justification. And everybody, no matter where you are on the chain of command, you will be held accountable. We're watching.